Welcome back to Ace Attorney. I think we were saving Edgeworth for like the second time. Because we pretty much got his innocent verdict. So now we were just trying to finalize it. This is Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off since my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking gloom as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Ugh. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Ugh, pal. What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in took all night. Took all night? You're slow. Hold on, guys. Why is it... We'll try this. Woo! Okay, it's a little bit better. How... Okay, there we go. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in here, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he forgot his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he get his revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't possibly remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it. Well, while no one's watching, this is the perfect time. Hi guys, how's it going? It's me, H-Girl. Guys, going. It's me, H-Girl. Alright, it sounds a lot better than it probably did a second ago. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Kammer, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's effort, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into court. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lived in the boat rental shops on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he's currently lost his memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony. Yes. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday, like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with the incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as it is. Oh, my glasses are dirty too, jeez. I'm just not ready for tonight. Either that or my eyes are really bad. I mean, they are bad, but worse than they have been. Oh yeah, that's much better. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm gonna prove it. Why I left court? Oh yeah, we don't have to read this again. Let's see, what do we have? I wasn't running away. I went to buy food for some collie. I figured I got nothing to do with the incident anyhow. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you have known that you didn't have anything to do with the incident? Huh? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, huh? You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show proof to the court. How am I supposed to show proof? What's going on in that old cougar's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. I mean, I need a motive, right? Well, how can you say you have no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory, otherwise it's gonna be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing over and over. You've been calling the witness memory of the past, or lack therefore, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of those statements are lies. Order, Mr. Wright. There is a serious problem with your claim, or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. How, now this is interesting. I'd like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness' name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name sounds familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does that mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? Okay. How do you propose to prove this to the court? This is court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat myself once more, that this witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do something now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. Tisk, 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 huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, I worked as a caretaker. I worked at a chemical plant. Before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingerprint, working with this stuff. Yep. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burn your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his innocence. Or his identity. Or his innocence. No. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who could testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are you doing? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to, Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von up on my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You're the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot? Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yes, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karma rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's, quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us. Hello, squawk. That's a good testifying. Certainly the most concise testimony that I have seen so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Hello, squawk. Let's press that statement. Are you sure with those hellos? Those hellos sound very questionable. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to go anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. But right, what do I say? Oh, have we forgotten something? As I recall, 2 days ago... Polly, have we forgotten something? What? Don't forget DL6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello? Squawk? That's not what you're supposed to say. Forget something. We forget something. Squawk! Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Tisk. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we ask if we'd forgotten anything? Witness here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try to get information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Okay, so that didn't work. Witness. What's your name? Maybe I should just get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly. Squawk! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot's name is Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Of course. Yes, it does. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question, who is the caretaker? We're here to prove that he's Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Bum bum bum. Yep, that's what I believed. I remember this. There you go. The DL6 case file. That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof on there? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in the file is the information connected to the parents? The suspect data, right? It's on the suspect data page. The page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that's possible. A mere coincidence, that is all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone, it is very weak for evidence in the murder trial. We would need some other corroboration of evidence. Where am I gonna find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just find one more piece of evidence. Right. But what? Very well. Witness, you may continue. Yes, we will try and get something out of her. Come on, Maya. Show me what you got. So we did... What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of the safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what's the number to the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ridiculous. How can the number to the safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's identity? I think it's this again. Yep. 1228. Case summary. The DL6 file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in the file is something related to the... It's the case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on the safe is 1228. Ha! He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card to 0001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that is all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker to the boat shop immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yanni. This is the real Yogi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order. Yanni Yogi. So, was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes. It was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful details. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Mr. Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyways, I admit it. I killed him. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are clear of suspicion for this particular case. So, I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no. Edgeworth, Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them that he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Thanks for recapping everything. Sure, let's raise an objection. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have our duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream, a nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't a suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murder, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me, Your Honor. I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitation which ends today. The culprit is me. Order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime, a crime for which the statute of limitation runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this, but it's obvious. We hold a trial, right here, right now. We try this man for the crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 15-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. I'm sorry, right? I've just wasted all your efforts. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstance. This is crazy. Just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court records once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. But what are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe it. I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in the court records. In any case, tighten your belt. The real fight is just about to begin. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right? Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed to his crimes. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let's defendants do their cross-examination. The statute of limitation on DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one out by the books. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Bon Karma, you knew this was gonna happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand, please? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please, please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please? Yes, Your Honor. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe my father's trial. Okay, that sounds okay. I gotta look at the evidence real quick. What we got here? Pistol taken from Greg's heart. Still bears clear ballistic markings. Trapped in the elevator. Miles Edgeworth 89. One bullet found at heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Okay. That sounds pretty convenient. Or inconvenient, depending on how you look at it. Okay. I picked it up and threw it. I wanted to shot, and a moment later, there was a single gunshot. Okay, well that is where I'll bring this in again. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came in. I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at the file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? The victim data. Look at the victim data on the file. It says it's quite clearly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The fire shot was accidentally fired when the pistol was thrown, the first shot. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice, however, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with the incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot was fired? Something to do with this case? Yes. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Varnkammer, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second fire of the pistol is related to the incident? Do I have proof? Oh, I do have proof. Yeah, take this. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I could see the victim lying there, Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired where? Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. Right here. Take that! As it should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet, there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went to Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary, that's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Oh yeah, something else. Because bullet holes just randomly appear in doors now. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. Have you seen the police department in this game? So all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense claim. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Gah, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjunctures are just nothing. No, but you said you do it, Nick. You get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years, Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth, precisely. I'd like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to this trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I don't think so. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? Objection! Your Honor? I object. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it exists? What? But we've just heard proof that it does not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is the murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to just find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet? The murderer had to find it. The murderer didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for the stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intentions of taking the bullet from the scene, but, the murderer had to take the bullet? Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? Not like you could perform surgery right there and then, you know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves got shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picked up the pistol at his feet and threw it. The pistol discharged and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the man inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping it. I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it, deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murder. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to on his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for that man. That was the first and the last vacation he'd taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take a vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murder came from outside. Can you give us the name of the suspect? Should I come out and say it now? Sure, why not? That guy's a tool anyways, Your Honor. There is a suspect, one lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there? Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why, Your Honor, this is ridiculous outburst with my objection. Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you do such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery. No. Where did I go under the knife? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't go undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. He couldn't just pull a bullet out of himself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. Well, what? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is the bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse, but refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of my privacy. The statute of limitation runs out on this case today. It was you who said we have to end this right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet? Mr. Von Karma, it was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that bullet in my shoulder has no relations to the DL6 incident. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the record room, you jerk. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close, one day away from freedom, but you see, I have proof. Well, what? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link this bullet to the one in your shoulder in the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. That... a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapons fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One of the bullets remained from Gregory Edgeworth's heart, removed from Gregory. The other is Mr. Von Karma is in the bullet buried in his shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. Then if the markings match, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove that bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare these ballistic markings to those on the bullet and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this easy on any of us. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me. So it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with his penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death. Death. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one that catches you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the courtroom records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The light must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was my destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge? Well, what? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Hurrah. That is all. This court is adjourned. Nick, we did it. Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now, it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right? Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this, but I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, right? You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Nah, sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Don't worry, it takes a little time. You'll get there. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lotta. Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Go Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness of the first day on the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let's bygones be bygones. Speaking of which, what are you doing here, Lotta? Who, me? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigator photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Well, why the sad face, Larry? What happened? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. Huh? You don't look sick. It's Kansei. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that one coming. Yo, Edgey, there you are. Uh-huh, yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgey. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you came along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not like police talk for prison, right? Prison food, right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. 38 exactly. Nick, wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? 38? No. No, Larry, it was you? What are you surprised about, right, huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think about it. Back to the day 15 years ago, Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyways. Then he saw the money laying there, and the rest is history. I never was good in history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah. Too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't forget it. Figure it out. Well, that sure is unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitation has ran out for Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There, you have it. Grr. Where does this leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily. Death. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if only I had known, I'd have been a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth? Want to switch right? Hey, y'all. Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go! And after that, dinner's on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Whew. I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter. Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! The first train for the mountains have already left to the station. I guess I'm too late. Hey, Nick. Maya. So you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait, what? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes. Only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence. Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. It was the bullet she stole. A bullet. Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run the office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So this is it. See you soon, Maya. Thanks, Nick. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters. Huh, don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Okay. Now, there was an extra episode made for the DS version, which I'm hoping is part of this collection. Hey pal, Mr. Edgey came, blah blah blah, talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. That's weird. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? So that case is even longer than this case, I think. This case is pretty long, but the next one getting even longer. Huh, Nick. Nah, haven't seen him lately. Who? Me? I've been working at a cheese shop. Mitzi, nice lady, but she can't... Okay. Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. You're hopeless, Nick. Larry. Who? Right? Yeah, I remember him. I heard he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of thought of him as... Okay. I'm sure he's grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful. He's grateful, I'm sure. Phoenix, right? The defense attorney for whom I wrote the affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know, I've taken over management. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Oh, it's you. Phoenix, right? Ah, yes. Mia's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see? Phoenix, right? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Oh, no. Blah, 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 blah. I'm pleased to announce The Pink Princess is a hit. Awesome. My mic's not working. For how long? Hello, Mike. Hello, testing. Testing. Why is my mic not working? Hello. Testing. Why is my mic not working? Okay, that's weird. It's working, but it's not showing. She says she can't buy them where she is. Can we not do this anymore? I wish I could just skip these credits. Victory! Hurrah! I don't know why my audio isn't showing it's working for the mic. Always an issue. Hold it, what? Oh. Episode 5. A brand new episode was added. Hurrah! Alright, yes, save progress, please. Let's keep going. We got some time. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that a girl showed up. February 22nd. So it has been 2 months. Right in Co's law office. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy. I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please. I'm out of time. But, please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya, could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kinda, jumpy, or maybe just young? Young. I'll be 16 old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me 11th grader? But I'm ready to do the job at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So, what's this about the case? You said tomorrow's trial? My sister? Didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me, I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah, sure. Can't fault her for lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be clear. Your sister? I've been doing this research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigations. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This was Mia's person was a few years below her in school. So they went to school. She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to have help from your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go talk to your sis. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She's got quite quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard? I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's your sister. No excuses. Or did you want not want a raise next year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? 2 sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like... Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? The case. There's something you should know from the start, which is the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is you. Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st, at about 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of a subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car or trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does that mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So, you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That is an awful large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Maya. Or Mia. Yeah, wasn't she? You were in the school with Mia? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my third year. She was adulting in the class. She was different than any other students. Different. She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright, excuse me. As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there is no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did it? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eye. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what it is. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something else. Something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out the underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Oh, okay. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny, that's my first my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to be examining crime scenes. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, you see? Hey there. You're expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? what do we have here? Looks like a Bambi got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall. Looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambi. I know how you feel, but this is my gang, Gold Street. See? Gold Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a mother load of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with that, what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? Well, what's this guy talking about? Oh, you and me both, I'm so confused. You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambi. Was that, hombre a friend of yours? Oh, kind of, sort of. Yeah. He's a detective who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait. What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is a real basics. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about it. This, please. Just put it in your pocket. Okay, scientific. Sounds like theft to me, but sure, whatever. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you a trick to examine evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining from every angle. I think that... Oh, look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out. Press the enter key. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science had to do with this. We opened a wallet. Scientific investigation complete. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. Thanks. Yeah, it does deserve more love. I agree. Okay, let's examine... Well, no time waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intentions of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Gah! Scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns this car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle? Please. No problem, partner. About time for Beatles anyways. Get yourself to the salon up to the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find you a what are you saying? Speak English. These are big words for me. Prosecutor's office, where does this guy think he is? And when for that matter? Note to self, look up Vidal Salon and Caravicinus. Maybe you should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. Okay. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great, maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me, where are you two all set? Us? What's this? She couldn't be... You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Hello, half and half, was it? Thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you? Oh, thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passerbys. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone, even if my days as a cough-up queen are over. Cough up, huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on my lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up queen, tell us about what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yikes, she means it. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day for destiny. I knew something was gonna happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil one who haunts this den of inequality. Evil ones. Prosecutors, they have no qualm at all blackening the names of the innocent. And yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the Cough-Up Queen. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday, it was in his car they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. But really? Really? What am I? I'm confused. I am confused. One thing's clear, this late lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacular to see. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery tie to the world being cruelly cut still rings in my ear. In the rhythmic beak of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always traveled light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Mrs. Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true consortial. Oh, they're using big words. I hate big words. Can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tao's tribute lunch. That doesn't even look like... never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of the tribute flavor. Anyways, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass wall booth? I sell lunches, and since I'm here anyways, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyways, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with a ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analyzation. Not. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-year-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some part of legal trouble in the past. That would be sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cough-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. This is kind of a room that just screams I can do a job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy there. Something. A trophy? What's that shield? It takes real nerves to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's businesses, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course. I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I have been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, I did I? No, I was just Mr. Right here and he, hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in a nasty, bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? Well, what? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all those troubles to help me last year, no less? No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do it that either. I mean... Wait, so you're the chief prosecutor's little sister then? Yes, sir. I'm a Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Now I remember, you've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think my own car would become the scene of murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior guilty. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimonies, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of the year. However, there are some who say I'm the one who's responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky, yes. We first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appeared I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was a knife I kept in a toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Edgeworth, or Mr. Wright. Whoever you are. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue is in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? These horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out the poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounded a pawn with spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. I've been wondering, what the heck is this thing? It has a big K on it. Mumbled of prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with it? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Do you have anything else to say about it? So basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? What's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes. Right next to the police station in downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about that shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Good. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort the files, all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words? Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and award for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got this, the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15, so the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate if you stopped directing that suspicious glare elsewhere. Excuse me, but it's, Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going. Sky, sir. No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not on this report. I think I just heard Mr. Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated, sir. But sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of your... Give me your name. Right, yes, sir. It's Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with the raise next month. Oh... But, sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Good looks, right? Yes, sir. Sorry, you caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. Finally calmed down. Whew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even bad. To the police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door, huh? Hold on, what's that? It's terrifying. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh, wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you here dancing? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem too busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know, I'm a very busy man, pal. Are you? I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against him. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voice down. You don't want to be overheard using words like fate. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. Kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true, we've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into the criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guys in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So, anyways, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger to dance. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing the investigation, pal. An officer or marshal was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman is in charge of the crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Can I present him with anything? Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, that is a detective ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time, meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let me see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with... Oh, whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more about Detective Gumshoe? Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Please tell us more. So, this ID card belongs to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be laying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Gumshoe should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too, but Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana confessing as much? Do I have anything else to present? What about the stupid trophy? Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award of a shield, and why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he has forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Well, wait, I didn't mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth, what could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusual strong ties to the Department of Higher-Ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyways, this latest case has started a new rumor. People saying the only reason he took the case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position right himself. Well, what? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Well, that seems about all I can get from him. And I already... What can I show? Nope, she's not gonna look at the knife. How about the trophy? Stop it. Stop talking. Nothing again. Cool. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland Pickle Supreme Lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Okay. Maybe I have to examine this stupid thing. I was wondering about that. What? Dancing Blue Badger? It was my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances and dances until the battery dies. Poor Blue Badger fated to dance until he drops. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? You met the guy who is... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot. That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall is just a regular officer from West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. I think that's where we're gonna end it tonight. I'm gonna keep playing this case probably tomorrow. This is a long case, though, but I'm gonna try and get through it tomorrow night, like, all of it. It's a good, like, 4-hour case, for 4 or 5 hour, if you know what you're doing, and I kind of do. My memory's a little shot. So, until then, guys,